Hi, thanks for tuning in. Today I have a what I got for my birthday haul, and this is actually the first time I've ever done a video like this, but a lot of you wanted to, 99% of you on Instagram said that you wanted to see this, so here it is. This year has been pretty rough. I think everybody can pretty much agree on that, but I did feel really special this whole year. Which I wasn't really expecting, so that was a really heartwarming part for me. And I don't necessarily mean that by the gifts that are here or anything, but I was fortunate enough to be able to spend a little bit of time with some people who are close to me, some friends and family and things like that. So that's what really made it really special. I normally like to watch these kinds of videos because I usually get gift ideas from these videos, and there are a few things in here that I think are really excellent. Like, I didn't even know they existed. I feel like they're a wonderful gift, so that's also why I felt motivated to do this. I don't want it to seem like I'm sitting here like just bragging about all the wonderful things I got, not to mention majority of these things I got for myself. But yeah, that's why I wanted to put this video together. As you can see, there's quite a bit to get through, so I'm just going to chop right into it. Because my crazy brain likes to organize and categorize things all the time, I am going to run through them in categories. So I'll start with some accessories, then move on to fashion, books, and homeware. So if you're particularly interested in any of these categories, as always, timestamps are in the little progress bar, but otherwise those are the 4 categories that I'll be running through. Okay, so accessories. There are a few accessory pieces that I have been able to add to my collection this year, which is super nice. The first one that I randomly just grabbed from the side here is actually in this little box right here. It is from a brand called the Brave Collection. I believe they work with women artisans in Cambodia, and it's all about fair trade and supporting like women's rights and livelihood across the globe, but they work with artisans in Cambodia. And this in particular is a beautiful necklace. It's a little starburst, or it's a compass, depending on who you ask. We had a little debate on what it might actually be, but you know, it's technically a starburst on their website, but I think you can also really interpret it as a compass. And the folks who gifted this to me are our friends at Maison 10, which is a wonderful gallery and concept store here in New York City. So they gifted this to me as a guide to my new direction. That's what they were saying. So thank you so much. They know who they are. All right, next up, I also have another beautiful box right here. I love the design on the outside. And this is, oh, I just read this for the first time. It says hopes and dreams. The stars to remind us of hope and to keep reaching for our dreams. That's so sweet. It's a ring with a whole string of stars, and this is from one of my friends, Roz, and I don't know how, she guessed my ring size, but I absolutely love stars, and this is so sparkly and pretty. I have not heard of this brand before, but it's super cute, and it's like a string, but I like that it's not like a straight line either, and it fits perfectly because it's my size. And so yeah, this was another really beautiful piece that I am very happy to add. You know, from like my Coco Crush unboxing and things like that, I have a number of rings that I wear pretty much every day, so I might add this to the stack as well. We'll see, or it might become a piece that I rotate in when I'm feeling particularly, you know, flashy with my fingers. But this is also a beautiful gift. And I think the last one I'll cover in accessories is actually this pouch right here, and it says, it's so cute in the corner, it says okay. And it's meant to be a like mask pouch or mask container. to kind of, for you to be able to store your mask when you're, let's say, eating, so you don't have to put them on the table or something like that. If you guys watched my like summertime vlog, you know, I also have a different mask case that I like to use. But because of the size, I love how big this size is. I'm planning on using it as a catch-all in some of my larger bags. And it might even be like my like COVID kit. Can you imagine? Like it'll fit the mask case on the inside and you can fit your hand sanitizer. Oh, that's perfect. Ooh, there's some sun that's just gleaming off a building and it's making it extra bright over here, just like the spotlight I deserve. Anyway, so this is from Julia Rivera. She is a Bronx-born artist here in New York City. She also does a lot of work in Puerto Rico, and she is quite amazing. I absolutely love her artwork, but she's starting to make these to be like mask cases for people who, you know, want to put their mask away in a pretty sanitary fashion. All right, so now the building glare has been addressed. The lighting probably looks a little bit different, but I think everyone should be able to see things a lot better now. Moving on to the fashion category, and I think understandably the largest category. There are a few pieces that I decided to sort of spoil myself with because it was my birthday. I'll start off with the piece from Fendi. It's in this dust bag. And just because I think it's interesting and fascinating to talk about the dust bags from the different brands. This one seems very similar to like the Louis Vuitton dust bag. It's like that fabric. It's not very structured, and it is, you know, kind of like if you were to get those Louis Vuitton dust bags for their handbags and things like that. It kind of feels like that. It has a very nice zipper though, and it has like it's not a branded zipper pull. You remember the time when I was surprised the Chanel garment bags don't have a Chanel zipper pull, but anyway, this one's not branded either, but it's like a pretty cool, like it looks like a leather tab actually. I got this cardigan, and I'll try to insert some close-ups and some pictures of when I was trying it on. But I got this cardigan. It's basically, it has a slight puff sleeve. It's a blue checkered silk knit fabric, and it has like these beautiful tan details at the cuffs, and then it has 2 pockets and some really pretty buttons. They're kind of large. They almost look like little coins. They're like coin buttons. But yeah, this is from the latest autumn-winter collection. So autumn-winter 2020 collection that I think is pretty strong for Fendi. I really like this checkered motif. I know Dior's been doing tartan and like checkered patterns for a while, but I think it's just the color combination, the contrast between the colors within the pattern were a bit too strong for me, and that's why I hadn't really picked up anything in that checkered version. But when I saw this blue color and like the soft kind of gray that it falls into that pattern, I felt like it was really wearable, and it's not super heavily branded. When I think of like Fendi clothes, I feel like the Fendi logo that goes like all over, the Logomania style. That's what I normally think of, but I liked that this was rather subtle, and I feel like it, you know, makes it a piece where you can wear it for a long period of time. And I also really love the shoulder detail. It has just a slight puff. It's not a really dramatic, oversized, you know, balloon sleeve necessarily, but it does have that slight detail, which for someone like me whose arms are like not my favorite part of my body, it beautifully kind of drapes right over it, and you like can't even tell. I think I talked about this cardigan for long enough. This is what I picked up from Fendi. And then I guess I'll move over to Dior. I'll kind of do some of the bigger items right now. I went to Dior, and this is the first time I think I've gotten a white bag from Dior, because most of the time I purchase from Dior Men. It's kind of a psych because I still purchased from Dior Men. They just gave me a white bag with it. I purchased these. This was an item that I've been thinking about for a few months, actually. I didn't get to try them on until one trip before I actually purchased them, because I tried them on and I didn't think they were the right size. And so I convinced myself to not get them, to, you know, be a little sensible. And I was like, okay, it's a sign you don't need them. Well, then our SA went ahead and she actually ordered a smaller size, because my boyfriend was also getting a different size for ready to wear, and she kind of snuck that in there, and I was like, oh, okay. So she was like, oh, you can come in and try on, you know, the ready to wear stuff, and also I got a pair of the smaller size of shoes to try on, and I'm like, oh, okay. So then I tried them on, and then I had to go home with them. That's just story of everything, right? Story of every purchase I make. But they come with dust bags. Well, there's one. I hope there's two, because there should be two, shouldn't there? Anyway, there's one. Ta-da! It comes with spare laces, which is always nice. So I picked up the Dior B25 Oblique Runner. These are the black and white version. There's a all white version, and then there was a navy and white that came out for the most recent Judy Bloom like capsule collection for fall. I originally was eyeing the navy color of these oblique sneakers. They kind of look like dad sneakers, you know, like a little bit. They're not quite as, you know, ugly dad sneaker as like the Balenciagas are in terms of like how big and clunky those are. These are a little bit more streamlined, I would say. They're a little bit kind of sexier. They're not as clunky, but they are still like a very comfortable silhouette. When the Judy Bloom collection was coming out, I was eyeing the navy version of this shoe and also the gray colorway of the CD ones as well. I think that's what they're called. And those were also beautiful looking, but when I actually got to the store and I like just was looking at them, the other shoe is too heavy. I mean, these have a pretty good weight to them. They're not as heavy as the Balenciagas, trust me. I don't own a pair, my boyfriend does, so I hold them all the time. Like, those are pretty heavy shoes. So these are not as heavy as that by any means, but they're also not super light, you know, like a pair of like Adidas runners, you know, like actual running sneakers. They're not as light as that. So they do have a good weight to them. But the CD ones, or the one that I think is called CD ones, they were definitely too heavy. Like I held them up and I was like, I feel like my feet will just get tired if I'm in these all day, every day. And the whole point of me getting these sneakers is to have comfortable shoes that I can wear all day, every day, for when I'm walking around, getting a whole bunch of things done. When I'm out and about trying to film things and stuff like that, I wanted to have a pair of sneakers that I can really just like wear. So that's how I landed at this pair, and I'm super happy about the black colorway. I think the navy, I don't know, I like navy and I wear a lot of blue, but in my accessories I tend to lean towards, like something like shoes, I tend to lean towards black, and the black and white look really crisp. Also, this oblique portion is slightly transparent, so it will kind of change color depending on what socks you're wearing. As in, if you were to wear white socks, it will look pretty like clean white. I was trying them on with black socks, and they also looked really cool with the black kind of darker background behind it. So just something to be mindful of as you're wearing these. For general size reference, I got a size 39, so these are a men's 39. I believe the men's 39 translates to a US men's 6. I first tried the 40, which is a men's 7, and typically when I convert my shoe size from women's to men's, I'm usually around a men's 7, but they were too big, so that's just general size reference. That is not the only thing from Dior. I have one more sneaky bag right here. This was really sweet. This was actually a gift from my SA, who actually put one of these aside. So cute. It is a notebook with the love print that Dior had released for Chinese Valentine's Day. I don't know the story behind Chinese Valentine's Day, how it came about, why it exists, but all I know is that the timing of Chinese Valentine's Day is like towards the end of August. But yeah, so this print basically says I love you in all sorts of different languages, which I think is adorable. So this is the little notebook. That was a little Chinese Valentine's Day and like early birthday gift. So yeah, that's all from Dior. I think there are a couple more fashion related items, and these are from my boyfriend. So the first one might seem kind of strange. There's a story to it. I mean, there's kind of always a story to everything, but I'm gonna start with this piece. This is basically a Supreme box logo t-shirt. I almost said hoodie, but it's actually a t-shirt. And it has like the bandana print on it. This was released, I think it was released just before lockdown happened in New York City in March. And like that was like mid-March. And what ended up happening is, so my boyfriend follows StockX, which is like a streetwear and sneaker reselling website. And so they always have like all of the latest sneaker drops and like Supreme pieces, and they have like Louis Vuitton, like the Nigo collab, the Cloud collection, like they'll have those kinds of really coveted pieces on their resale website. And they oftentimes do these giveaways. So my boyfriend actually won the giveaway for this t-shirt. And he got contacted. He was like, yeah, you won, let us know your size and we'll send it out for you. And he was like, awesome. We were like overjoyed. I was like, that's really exciting. You know, it's always fun to like win a giveaway. A solid like 3 months passed and we didn't hear anything from them. So we kind of followed up again. And then finally they were like, oh my gosh, we're so sorry. We can't locate that item that was supposed to be your giveaway piece, which was the pink shirt with the pink bandana print. And they were like, we can either do it in the gray. There was like a gray colorway and like a blue colorway. So they're like, we can do it in the gray t-shirt, or we can give you a pair of the Travis Scott sneakers, which I don't know my sneakers that well, so I don't even know what style of sneaker it was, but basically there was like the Travis Scott shoe. And they were like, we can either do one or the other. Which one do you want? My boyfriend is a real sneaker person. He's much more into his footwear. So he was gravitating towards getting the sneakers versus the gray t-shirt. Also, the gray t-shirt wasn't as cute as the pink one, okay? I was like happy about the pink one because I was like, oh, I can wear it sometimes like underneath my blazers or something, like it would be cute. The gray one is like quite not the right color. So he opted for the sneakers, and then the sneakers came and he's been wearing those. He's been super excited, like he's all happy. And so then for my birthday, he decided that he would get the pink t-shirt because he was like, you seemed really sad when that t-shirt didn't come through. So then he was like, so I got it. That's the story of this t-shirt, because I'm not necessarily, like, I don't skateboard, so I don't follow Supreme or anything like that. So in case that seemed really random, that's where it came from. There's another item from my boyfriend that's in this Vuitton box right here, which is also another super duper exciting piece. So there's the drawstring, and I'm excited. Inside is actually, ta-da! It's the little duck from the LV Squared Louis Vuitton and Nigo collaboration. How cute is this? And the back looks very similar to the bear, to Julie Bear. If you don't know Julie Bear, I have a whole separate video on Julie Bear, so please check that out and you'll know Julie Bear. So yeah, Julie Bear has a companion, and so this is the duck, and super excited to have this in our collection. I am now twinning with Rochelle. I love it. Best person to be twinning with anyway. So super happy to have this in my collection. So I originally thought these were coin purses or coin pouches, but they actually are on the website as a card holder. And I think that's what the little, what's it called, item number and thing says, duck coin card holder. So they just put all the names in there at the same time. But yeah, this is super, super exciting. We actually pick this up from the boutique itself. We were lucky enough, we were fortunate enough when the next wave of LV squared pieces came in September or August. We were actually picking up our LV Cloud pieces, and that's when we were just talking about how we missed out on getting anything from this collection. They were like, well, what were you thinking about? What were you looking for? And then we heard the infamous, oh, I have a duck. Because we were like, oh, you know, and like that duck coin purse, like we really wanted that. And they were like, oh my God, I have a duck. And they were like, we'll confirm all the inventory that we have, but like, I think we have a duck for you. And I was like, oh, perfect. And then it took actually, I think, a month since that time for us to actually be able to pick it up. But that's how this is now in my collection as well. So there's one more fashion piece. These are actually masks that a friend has also gifted me. She actually sells these on Etsy as well, and we had no idea. I thought she bought them. They're like really nicely made too. They're fabric masks. There's two inside of here, and I thought she bought them, you know, from Etsy or from a local store. And then yeah, afterwards she was like, yeah, I started making masks and sell them on Etsy, you know, because of COVID. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I will definitely leave the link to these down below. They're super, super cute. So this is also, I'll include this in the fashion section.